Hi, Wargamers. It's Umpire LaFondiose, and it's story time. Let's go now to the Franco-Prussian War. The German 22nd Division found its way to the flanks of the entrenched French troops, who until that time had repulsed all efforts by the Germans to debouch from the village. By 1 p.m., the French, their artillery driven off and attempts to counterattack unsuccessful, sent the most splendid and useless cavalry to check the Germans. The cavalry was also to open a path for the French to break out. The squadrons collected themselves in a hollow in two long lines. Their general was shot in the face doing a reconnaissance. The troopers swore themselves to revenge and moved up over the crest, then increased their speed from a trot to a gallop and began thundering down the slope. The German skirmishing lines were overrun, but the supporting formations remained immovable and poured their volleys into the advancing mass. At no point was the German line broken. The cavalry torrent was divided as it swept by on either side, leaving the carcasses of their horses and the bodies of their riders lying thick in front of the German lines. The survivors of the charge were rallied and sent in again with the same result. At 3 p.m., the general sent them in again, and this last attack was repulsed as bloodily as the others. A legend arose that the surviving French horsemen were passing exhausted near a German regiment. The Germans ceased fire, their officers saluted, and they were allowed to depart unharmed. Taking this to the board, it's a cavalry attack against infantry, and you can see the results were devastating for this period when the German needle gun could fire at a very high rate when being attacked directly under 600 meters, basically. And they could pour fire into the cavalry, who was essentially unable to do anything. So this would look like 4 to 6 squadrons of cavalry attacking 2 regiments of infantry, and those squadrons being mauled terribly in that attack. Cavalry against infantry in the Franco-Prussian era, not a good idea. I hope this historical vignette gives you some insight in what would happen on the Kriegsspiel board, and that will inspire you to come play with us on our Kriegsspiel scenarios. We'll see you out there.